All right, guys, let's get started. Let's get into it. Today I'm going to talk you through how you can eat chocolate with a dietitian. Now, I know it's a bit of a random title and doesn't make a lot of sense, which is probably why there's a lot of dietitians on here watching at the moment. Like, what is this chick on about? But I promise you it has some form of logic. Yep. Even though it's Thursday and we're all going a bit batshit crazy in ISO land, it does have some logic. So I'll try and explain that to you as well. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that the Stay Healthy During Isolation course, the discount, the $200 discount, that ends this long weekend. So if you're sitting on the fence about whether you want to do it or not, the course is called Stay Healthy During Isolation, and there's 8 modules, and we run through all the different things that I think are really important for you right now, to make sure you're doing a good job of your nutrition and sleep and exercise to support you through this crazy period. So it's $297, but up until the end of this long weekend, I've set up a discount code for $200 off, which is just massive. Because I don't want finances and cost to be a barrier to you having this information. I would rather you have it. But I know that if I give it to you for free, you're not going to do it. So I want you to have some sort of commitment and some sort of investment for it, because then you're more likely to do it. And so it's structured so that each module drips each week, which helps you actually continue on and do the program as well. So if you get it all up front, we know, like I can see with programs, that people don't do them. They buy them and then don't do them. So I've set it up this way: 1, that there is a financial commitment so that makes you do it, and 2, that it's drip fed each week. So it seems like it's realistic and achievable goals to be able to go through 1 module a week. So it's set up that way for a reason, because I want you to have this information. Okay, it's developed by me, an advanced sports dietitian with over 12 years experience. I'm not just some random on the internet that goes live all the time. I've been doing this for a long time. And I guess the best way for me to help you at the moment is through nutrition, through giving you some of my knowledge and expertise at a crazy low price. So that discount ends at the end of this long weekend. So if you're sitting on the fence and you want to do it, then you need to jump and do it now. Otherwise it goes back up to $300. So now's the time to do it. Good morning, Carly. And hello, another dietitian. Okay, so that, I'll link it in here, but if you jump onto the website my.dietitianapproved.com.au, you should be able to get there. I can't remember the exact URL off the top of my head, but it's something like /stay healthy during isolation, something like that. But I'll link it. It's in our bio on Instagram, and I'll link it in the comments here in Facebook as well for you to get access to that. And then I'll put the discount code below it. And the discount code is COVID-19, right? Yeah, smart. Or silly. And that's going to give you $200 off the program. So you need to do that ASAP, because that discount ends at the end of this long weekend. Good morning, Henri on Facebook. She said, I'm here, I can't wait. So poor Henri, her partner is allergic to cocoa, I think it is, Henri. And so she's like drastically reduced her chocolate intake lately. So I'm hopefully going to help you eat chocolate with a dietitian today. Funny. Good morning, Emza. Okay, so yeah, Stay Healthy During Isolation course. That discount ends this long weekend. So if you want it, you need to get it now. Otherwise, it's back up to $300. And I don't want you to not have this information. I want you to have it. I want you to go through the program. And even if you took 1 or 2 things away from it and implemented it, it's really going to have like really good bang for your buck in terms of your nutrition and your immunity. And there's a lot of skills in there and a lot of information in there that I teach clients over a long period of time, just some of the foundations of nutrition that you can then take away and use and implement forever. So yeah, definitely worth doing. If you're thinking about doing it, just jump. So Henri said, yes, eat chocolate and be merry. Look, to be fair, he has kept my waistline in check, so some silver linings after all. That's true. one way to control your chocolate intake is go out with somebody that's allergic to chocolate. Yep, that's a good strategy. Hilarious. All right, so let me explain what I mean by you can eat chocolate with a dietitian. So it relates to, and some of you dietitians may already kind of be thinking along this line, but for those of you who aren't a dietitian online, good morning, Britt Marsh. I want to introduce you to the concept of mindful eating, okay? Now, it's something that I go through with all of my clients. I think it's a mad skill that you can take with you forever, and it's a really powerful exercise. So the Stay Healthy During Isolation course has an entire module on eating mindfully. So I teach you exactly what it is and how it relates to food. And then we go through a practical exercise. We actually get to eat chocolate with me. Yep. So that's how you get to eat chocolate with a dietitian, is that you get to do some mindful eating practice and entrench that new skill. And then we get to, eat chocolate together. And you could choose chocolate, or you could choose another like moreish, nibbly sort of food that you would tend to eat uncontrolled or unmindfully. And so for a lot of people, it is things like chocolate, but it could also be something like chips, or I did it with a lady once and she did hummus and crackers, because that's just one of the things that she eats until it's gone. Like she'll eat a whole packet of rice crackers and a whole tub of hummus because it's quite moreish and delicious. So it was teaching her how to kind of slow down and eat that mindfully, so that it wasn't a uncontrolled sort of snack attack. And she kind of savoured it more. Good morning, Catherine. No wine this morning. You could drink wine as part of the course if you wanted to. That would be totally fine. You could sub your chocolate for wine. I'd be okay with that. Just not going to drink wine with you now at 10:30 in the morning, that's all. All right, so like what actually is mindfulness? And I think people are kind of starting to think through this more now and becoming more aware of it. So mindfulness relates to being intentionally focused, and you've got your attention on that moment-to-moment experience without any judgment. Catherine said, I'm halfway through Neuro, I need wine. What are you laughing at, Carly? I'm not sure where that laugh emoji fits into the time frame or where you're at in this video. All right, so yeah, being mindful is being intentionally focused and being in the moment. So we're present, we're aware of where we are and what we're doing. We're not kind of overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. And so whenever you bring awareness to what's directly you're experiencing at that time, to your senses and to your state of mind by your thoughts and your emotions, you're being more mindful in that act. So we know that like with more of a calm mind, we make better decisions as well. Carly said wine at 10:30 a.m. She's laughing at wine at 10:30 a.m. Okay, yeah, it's a bit early. It's definitely a bit early. Funny. All right. So because people are a bit more aware about mindfulness and meditation at the moment, there's heaps of resources out there if you wanted to do some more reading in the space or start practicing some of that yourself. So Headspace is a really good sort of free app to start with. There's loads of resources in there. And yeah, there's some free like basic courses that teach you some of the fundamental techniques, and then you can pay for more to go a bit deeper into mindfulness and meditation. Catherine said, I just made my second coffee since wine's apparently socially unacceptable. Hey, whatever you do in your own house, Catherine, is like up to you. No judgment here whatsoever. If you're like Catherine, there's some people on here from the other side of the world. It's 7 o'clock at night there, so you could be drinking wine with them and it's totally socially acceptable. It's evening, so it's all good. So it's wine o'clock somewhere in the world. All right, so as part of the course, I talk you through a bit more about what mindfulness is, and then we talk through what it is in relation to food. So mindful eating, and it's definitely a bit of a hot topic at the moment, I would say. I think being more mindful with food and nutrition is something that people are starting to be more aware of and wanting some education on. So it's one of the reasons why that's a module in the Stay Healthy During Isolation course, because we're kind of not eating mindfully at the moment. Like there's a lot of not mindful snacking happening while we're sitting at the computer and we're nibbling away on things. We're not kind of paying attention to what we're doing and what we're eating. So I think it's something that we kind of need to take a step back at the moment, learn how to do it properly, and then keep practicing and implementing it each day, so that the snack choices that we're making better choices, and then we're also eating them mindfully. Good morning, Beck Bergland. All right, so mindful eating as it relates to food, mindfulness as it relates to food is being present and aware of the food and the eating experience at that time. Okay, so it's trying to get us to tune in and pay closer attention to our body and our triggers and our habits. And so we're less reactive and more responsive. And it's about tuning into hunger, fullness, and also satiety. And in the course, I explain the difference between those three. They are different things, and they're not like hunger's not the opposite to satiety. Hunger's not the opposite to fullness necessarily. So in the course, I explain the exact differences between those. Sorry, just trying to read your comments, Catherine. I may not be conducive to getting my assignment done though, adulting. Yeah, probably drinking wine at 10:30 and trying to do assignments a bad idea. Although it is pass fail, so it doesn't matter so much if your words are a bit jumbled and don't make sense. All right, so I teach a whole range of people, like athletes, non-athletes, people that want to lose weight, people that want to gain weight, people, like anyone can do mindful eating as a practice. There's no one sort of client group that it's really beneficial for. I think it's a skill that everyone should have, and particularly in a time now where we're not really doing a lot of mindful eating, we're doing a lot of unmindful eating. So as part of the practice, I walk you through an exact exercise, and you can eat chocolate as we go through it while you listen to my voice. So you get to eat chocolate with a dietitian, or you can drink wine, or you can eat chips. You could do whatever it is for you that is something that you would typically not eat mindfully. Okay, so it doesn't matter what it is. I've gone chocolate because so many people resonate with chocolate as that thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be chocolate. Okay. All right, so in the practice, I teach you how to slow down and really taste and savor food. So you're getting the full enjoyment and maximum pleasure out of that eating occasion. And then I think that kind of also links in with not feeling guilty for eating foods like that as well. So if you want to eat chocolate, like we talked about at Easter, I think you should eat chocolate and eat it mindfully so that you get the full pleasure center and satisfaction out of eating that chocolate, rather than like smashing it till it's gone to get rid of it and get it out of the house so it's not a temptation, or like hiding it from the kids or hiding it from your partner, eating it in the cupboard so people don't see, all those sorts of things. I'd rather you become like more in tune with that eating experience so that you get the full flavor and sensation out of it, because we know that the first bite is always the best, and then after that it's downhill, and we can never get that same rush of hormones, like the pleasure hormones that get released when we eat chocolate, the dopamine. It never happens again as much as that very first bite. Catherine said, I did just have a protein ball and they're so moreish. So yeah, you could practice it. Like once you've done the module and you've gone through the practice and the behavior, you can do it with any food. Like you can do it with your coffee, you can do it with your protein ball, you can do it with dinner, like you can do anything. And I guess the key is to practice. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And then you're more likely to eat mindfully more often. And a big part around having this as a skill is that you're never going to be perfect first go, but there's some massive light bulb moments that you'll get as you go through the practice that gives you some really clear clarity around how you eat, and your emotional attachments to certain types of foods. And over time, it's training that as a habit in the way that you eat so that you're getting full pleasure out of the food that you're eating. Because not a lot of us eat just for because we have to. A few people would prefer just to have a pill and be done with it. But I think most of us eat quite emotionally, right? We eat because it makes us happy. And we go out for dinner because it makes us happy, and we eat ice cream because it makes it happy. So it's trying to eat that ice cream or that chocolate or whatever it is in a time where you're relaxed and you're in the zone, and you can get the full flavor profile and the full benefit out of it. So if you've ever done it with me before, I don't know if there's anybody online here that has. Maybe Carly. Maybe Carly's eaten chocolate with me before. Not sure. But usually I would get you to come into the clinic and we would do it together, which is pretty cool. So you really do get to eat chocolate with a dietitian. But currently, because of coronavirus, you're just going to have to watch the video, or listen to the audio as you go through that. And you're still eating it with me, just not in real time. So I would definitely encourage you to do some further sort of reading or upskilling on mindful eating. I think it's a skill that everyone should have, because it gives you maximum pleasure out of food, and that it also takes away and removes a lot of the guilt. So we've just had Easter. It would have been great to do it before Easter so that you're eating your chocolate mindfully and getting the full satisfaction out of it, and not just binge eating it until it's gone and it's out of the house and it's not a temptation anymore. Carly said, yep, I have. I'm keen to do it again. I haven't been practicing. Okay, Carly, you need to get the Stay Healthy During Isolation course and do the module. If you just want to do the module, actually, I have separated them down a little bit, and you can just do the mindful eating module. It's $47. So you could do the whole course for $97 with a discount, or you could just do the mindful eating module for $47. So depends on your investment. You could just do one, or you could get the whole course for about double that. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you to do it. And if you've done it and you haven't done it for a while, just kind of reset and go back and do something like that again, and then put that practice back into place. Because it's definitely a skill, it's a habit, and it takes a lot of time to develop. Even people that are really good at it, there's, you have bad days, or you might have a really emotional day and you just need to kind of check yourself. So you don't need to be perfect straight away. It's definitely something you need to continue to implement over and over and over. The more you practice, the better you get at it. Carly said, I'm signing up today. Good work. So remember to use your discount code COVID-19, Carly, to get $200 off the course. So anybody that's listening, write that code down, COVID-19. It's not very difficult to remember at the moment. That gives you $200 off the course, and that discount code ends in a couple of days. The end of the long weekend, it ends and it's back up to $300 again. So if you're thinking about doing it, you need to jump on and do it now. All right, Henri, where are you? How are you going? Are you keen to eat chocolate with a dietitian, Henri? Eat mindfully with a dietitian. She's not there. You need to type faster, Henri. All right, so that is my secret sauce for how to eat chocolate with a dietitian. Hands up if you thought that's the direction that we were heading, or if you had absolutely no idea. I think there may have been a few dietitians online that may have had an understanding of that was maybe where we're heading. But yeah, keen to know your thoughts if you had an inkling of that, or you were just like, what is this chick on about? Someone talk to me. It's gone quiet in the forefront. Nobody's talking to me. You guys need to learn how to type faster. All right, so in that module, just to give you a rundown of the exact things that we go through in the mindful eating module, I'm going to go through what mindfulness is. So I gave you a bit of a summary at the start of this, and then I'm going to go through what mindful eating actually is, and then we're going to go through a specific activity, and then we're going to reflect on how that went, because I think reflective practice is a really great way to entrench a new habit. And then we're going to go through a whole heap of important points to remember for when you continue to do it. So as part of the course, you get that module like forever, right? So you can always go back and do the audio again and again. So like Carly, if you haven't done it for a while and you need to practice, you just go back to the course, listen to that, go through and eat chocolate with me again. Yep. And reset and refresh. So there's a couple of comments coming in. Thank you guys for talking to me. I was feeling a bit isolated over here. Catherine said, sorry, I was busy mid fully enjoying my coffee mindfully. And Carly said, I guessed it. So good work, Carly. Rochelle said, how are the modules completed? So all of the modules are recordings. I think this is kind of what you're asking. Let me know if I'm not answering your question properly. So I'm just reading a comment down here on my screen, but you're up here. So the modules, I've filmed them all. So you go through and you watch the video and you listen to the audio. And a lot of the modules have downloads as well. So there's like a PDF download that has some sort of tip or strategy or skill or information for you that you can download. So the mindfulness module has a number of lessons. I can't remember how many off the top of my head, 5 or 6. And so you go through and watch and listen to the videos. And the mindfulness one, so you press pause right before we do the activity. Make sure you've got your food with you, your chocolate or whatever you're going to eat with me. And then you hit play as you go through that mindful eating activity and that actual practice. So does that answer your question, Rochelle? How they completed? One new module drops in each week. So you go through them systematically. And that's, I said at the beginning, that's the best way to try and put sort of new behaviors and habits in place as well. We talked about this a bit yesterday with power of structure and routine is layering things. Rather than trying to do everything at once, we want to try and just layer in one new habit, get good at it, practice it, keep practicing, get better. Until it becomes habitual and it becomes sort of second nature, and then you want to layer the next thing in. Oh, Rochelle said yes, thank you. Okay, good. It's hard to sometimes make sense of questions when it's all text, so I do my best. All right, so yeah, definitely if you want the course, you need to get it before the long weekend ends. Use your code COVID-19 to get $200 off, otherwise it's back up to $300. Good morning, Alma Pilates. All right, doesn't look like any of the dietitians are on here anymore, or they didn't guess that it was mindful eating. But yeah, that is my, you're right, Rochelle. Sorry, came in late. It's all good. It's all good. You can go watch the replay, Rochelle. What was it? That was my top secret way for how to eat chocolate with the dietitian is we're going to do it together mindfully and teach you how to eat it with maximum pleasure, and so you get maximum taste out of it. So yeah, that's it. That's the secret sauce. All right, guys. So I'm going to wind this up soon, but tomorrow we are back with our usual coffee and questions. Friday morning, 8 a.m. It's my favourite time of the week to be able to have a coffee with you all. So please jump on. If you've got any questions, submit them. We're going to kind of stick with a bit of like stay healthy during isolation theme. If there's any kind of questions you have around immunity or what you should be eating or doing at the moment. Otherwise, if you don't, then yeah, any other banter is good as well. I think we all need to kind of stick together at the moment. So definitely jump on a line at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, wherever you are in the world. that may be a bit earlier in your evening for those people in Panama, or where else have we got? Mexico, places all around the world, which is just insane. So cool that we can be so connected in this way in a time like this. So yeah, definitely jump on if you need a bit of ISO banter. ISO banter, have a coffee and then take a photo of you drinking a coffee with me while we're on live. It's like the best part of my week. Get to like ramp up into the weekend by kicking off with coffee and questions. So any questions, please let me know. I'll post I might do it now actually. I'll post a question thing in my Insta stories, and you just put the questions in there, or you can jump on live and ask them as well, but no curly ones if you're asking them on live, because my coffee hasn't usually sunk in until the end. So anything too intense, it's too early for me. All right, guys, I'll wrap it up here, but thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone's okay out there. Please reach out if you're not or you need anything. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck with your assignment, Catherine. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow for a coffee at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. See you guys.